they'll drive you mad.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Balthier and Fran from Final Fantasy XII. This duo will be piloting ships, cars, vehicles of all types, and they make those vehicles stronger, vigilant, and have reach. And if you use them to crew a vehicle, you can pay 3 mana to take an additional attack. But your cars are the only things that might be able to attack because it doesn't untap during that extra combat phase. So you want to prioritize cards that have vigilance alongside lots and lots of vehicles. Because you're making your vehicles stronger, you can use them as an aggressive way to get damage in. And what does Gruul do better than deal damage? Deal even more damage. This deck is a Gruul vehicles deck, and we're using our various pilots to give our cards haste. We're using things that care about being tapped to get extra benefits, like Magda and the various survivors, and of course, we're giving our creatures vigilance so they can get in even more damage. So let's take Balthier and Fran into the queue and start piloting this deck. Calyx Destiny's Hand. I've got a very rampy hand here, which is kind of nice, but they're going to be able to exile things, especially using enchantments, because that's what they do. Calyx is able to exile things underneath enchantments. Also can find you more enchantments and then bring all your enchantments back from the graveyard. I don't really want another land here since I have the Fanatic into the World Wagon. I want more vehicles and more things to pilot said vehicles. Are you cursing, Balthier and Fran? Like, I get it's the only card you know I have, but it's really not that good. It will slow down this, though. So that's kind of good for you. Yeah, I need something kind of big to crew the World Wagon. Andrag, you look like you know how to drive. Right? Chat, you trust this behind the wheel, right? I just drew a better vehicle, though, so I'm gonna throw down Essica's Chariot. I can technically crew it and use that to feed the Mox Amber. I'm going to wait. He's not blind just because he's a mole. That's silly. Okay, I will sidle up. I'll giddy up. Play Balthier and Fran. And I could copy 2 cat. Or I could just copy 1 cat, not doubling the combat. Oh, yeah, I've already crewed you, so I guess I don't want to bother. I'll just play this. I will copy 1 cat. Hello, 1 cat, please. Get me a land. This one. I'm swinging for 5. Boop. He's Mr. Magoo in it? Yeah. So they do have a Planeswalker commander, which means they can probably run more board wipes than other Enchantress decks. I'll just hope that they don't have one here. But if they do, it's not the worst. Because, like, if this dies, not gets exiled, if this dies, I could bring it back and then copy it with Essica's Chariot, which would be so good. Hello, 1 cat, please. Meow, 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 meow. Great work. I will use this to play the mole. The mole is gonna drive the cat chariot. Balthier and Fran are going to drive the World Wagon. We go to combat. Are they going to kill Balthier and Fran? No, they're going to give themselves protection. Well, that is not going to stop me from attacking in because I get attack triggers. And I love attack triggers. We do it! And we do it again. More cats, more smacks. Got a lovely variety of lands here. I have the ability to fight all 0 creatures my opponent controls. And these return to the back line. While I ready myself up with a Mole God. Lumbering World Wagon sure is good. They're cycling cast out, because I guess exiling 1 creature does not save them here. And we win the game! All it takes is a couple extra combats, and a mole driving a car. GG. Y'shtola Knights Blessed. I actually have some lovely cards in this hand, but my mana I think is going to be too slow against them. So I'm going to mulligan. I've got... okay... nothing until turn 3 here, but Cabaret Revels is a card that I do really want to get against Y'shtola, because Y'shtola is almost certainly going to be Esper Control. She gets you rewards for casting cards that costs, well, I should say cost 3 or more mana, have a mana value of 3 or more. And then, as she does that, she will be draining you for life and drawing cards. Kumbal is going to hurt me every time I cast a non-creature spell. Like this one. And also all my vehicles. Unfortunately, Kumbal is going to be a bit of a hater here. Now, one of the strangest parts about Y'shtola is that if they deal damage to themselves, or even if I deal damage to myself on a turn using like Shocks and Fetch, they can still draw off that. It's just, did a player lose 4 life during a turn? Attacker Mech, can't kill either of those. Let's start with this Goblini and start filling up the board. Yeah, Cabaret Revels is a very strong card, so let's bring out Balthier and Fran next. Oh, cool, Ruby! I can tap that for mana to play Ragavan! I don't have any 0-cost creatures in this deck. There's no Ornithopters. So that was a great turn. Thank you, Cabaret Revels. 4 mana, 5 creatures. Narset will prevent me from drawing extra cards. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have many ways to draw cards. This is one of the only ones in the deck. Just alchemy things, truly. Mortify, they do not have the mana for it. Even though it costs 1 less, they don't have another white source just because it left up Mutavault. Bless. I will start with this Magmatic Galleon. Yes, I know Kumbal. Yes, Kumbal, I know. Get me a treasure. What is it? Treasure that will feed into this next non-creature spell. Surge Hacker Mech. I can't pay taxes for him. Get the treasure. Go to combat. None of the vehicles can attack. They don't have haste. By the way, Arena of Glory does not give them haste. Balthier and Fran at Narset, and the other 2 at the face. But wait, are they gonna block one? Are you gonna block Balthier and Fran? Are you gonna block Ragavan? Nope, they want to keep Narset alive. We steal the top card of their deck. It is Baleful Mastery. I'm going to let them draw a card, and I'm going to exile Narset. Anybody who is willing to give up a land to protect Narset must be kept away from having Narset. I think that's a completely reasonable take. Void Ren destroying my galleon. And now look, we have beautiful women, we have beautiful monkeys. We have everybody who can possibly fit into a car, and they have mana drain mana potentially. So I'm gonna go for haste, trying to bring out this Elder Gargaroth. And though the Soul Shredder has haste, I want to use these 3 mana for the Ultra Mega Double Combat Swing. We go in. This having Vigilance is a huge part of what this deck is trying to do. Okay. They're mortifying the Gargaroth, so it won't get the swing, but the Surge Hacker will still get the swing twice. And do I feel like leaving up the mana? I do. Yeah, over, using it for something else. Yep, swing for another 6. Ultra Mega Combat, go. And I had gotten a Rary Zone Guard, but I don't have a land in my graveyard. If you're wondering what was happening there. This is a vehicle with haste. This creates a creature with haste. So I have some like good backline damage potentially. Oh, okay, Bloodthirsty Conqueror. I guess it's good with the fact that you get the gain and drain. But it's not going to be gaining them life here. I could swing it again with the Surge Hacker mech, bring out Minsk and Boo too to buff some of these up, double the combat, and win the game. GG. Squall Seed Mercenary. If it hits you, they'll be bringing back permanents that cost 3 or less mana from the graveyard into play. And if he attacks alone, or if any creature attacks alone, they get double strike, allowing them to Sun Titan twice. And they cut down my early ramp. That's a shame. But at least I've got Boost Buggies. This can get me some more ramp, because when it attacks, it makes a treasure. Tiny Bones, and some boots. This also lets them cast things from my graveyard. Extra tasty for them. I'll play Balthier and Fran. I will put Balthier and Fran in the car. I will attack with the car and see if they want to trade. So a nice little Death Toucher for my Boost Buggy here. If they had gone for the trade, I would have made it indestructible using Defend the Rider. And now I'm planning on using Defend the Rider to make a 1/1 to deal with that. Does it give hexproof? It does give hexproof. Well, never mind. I'm going to give Balthier and Fran hexproof because I really don't want them to get exiled. Nice, a Magmatic Galleon. Need to attack first, so I will crew up. Would I like to do it twice? No, because I'm pretty sure they will block now. Okay, they're blocking with the Skyclave Apparition. I get nothing. I play the Galleon. And I'm gonna bop Tiny Bones. Boop! Harper, thank you for the 41-month resub. Excellent. I'm glad you're using your office time to watch the stream. This won't be able to pilot a car, drive a car on the turn it comes down because it does come in tapped. Still be very nice to play. And I think that getting in, like, a double attack with a Galleon could be cool. Or, instead of playing this, I could pay 3, turn this into a vehicle creature, and then attack with both, get the double attack. Oh, that's a tapped land. They put a Shoulder's Edict in their graveyard. And Plague Crafter. Oh, no! No Fran! Hey, Wooded Foothills. Love that. I will pay 3 mana to turn you into dude. Play this dude. And I can either get 1 additional mana, or I can get in 1 more damage. I'm going to go for 1 more damage, so I'm going to swing in with the Magmatic Galleon, because I'm getting mana off of Wary Zone Guard. We got some of these, some of those. Next turn, 1 of thems. Alright, Squall. You got 4 mana. Did you draw land? 5th, is it going to be boot time? Because if it's boot time, I am in danger. I was entirely banking on them not being able to hit with Squall this turn, which I know is very risky. But sometimes you gotta believe. Believe in your opponent not having a thing. We got cards, we got games, we got cards, we got games. Yeah, when I worked in an office job, I also very much had streams on my second monitor. Actually, it was usually YouTube. I was usually like watching YouTube so I could pause it at any time. But the vibe is still there. All right, so they just reanimated Skyclave Apparition, paying 3 life so they could exile Wary Zone Guard, which I think is a very fair move since they didn't get a land, and Squall is not a very good defender. An unlicensed Hearse would be so good against them. Okay, I could go for the double attack. Do I think that they have another piece of removal? They have something, but I don't know what the something is. Okay, Cathar Commando lets them blast one of my artifacts. Okay, so they're hitting the boost buggy, which means I will not be able to take a second combat. I'll still swing in with the Galleon. It's still 6 damage. Awesome. And I will play the unlicensed Hearse. If they try to bring something back from the graveyard, because this is targeting, I can hit it in something else. GG, Squall. Cumulus, the infestation in insects commander. When they attack in with insects, they will be draining me for life. Okay, not just insects. Insects, leeches, slugs, and worms. Bugs. And it's also a vampire insect. Whenever players sacrifice non-token creatures, they will make more bugs. I have some sacrificable creatures. Usually I'm not the one being, like, trying to sacrifice them, but they can make me sacrifice them. Lots of cards do that. I think this is only the second time I've run into a Cumulus. It's tough because it's like a combination of mono black sacrifice, kind of like a Turgid deck or similar, and trying to play some of the better insect tokens and insect cards. It's a rat. That's sacrificable. It's a good rat. I've played plenty of mono black sacrifice and aristocrats too. A mech hanger. Mech hanger is all right, but I think I have enough lands, and I also have a thing that gets a land here. One of the better things I have in this hand, though, is this Soul Shredder. If they go for killing creatures, the Soul Shredder is going to grow. The Boost Buggy is the creature I would rather play, or I should say the vehicle I'd rather play first, but just in case they start sacrificing creatures, I want to have the Soul Shredder in play. See? They ate a thing! I'm like afraid to play my commander here, so I won't! I will not. I'm being asked if I got a wisdom tooth pulled. All my wisdom teeth came out about a decade ago. So no. Why, do I look swollen today? I'm a little sleepier than usual. Oh, I'm looking swole. Oh, yeah, well, of course. I mean, I was watching Troy last night, and I was inspired by all, like, the beautiful buff men in it. So I was, like, lifting while I watched. I'd never seen that movie before. There are so many beautiful men in Troy. And beautiful women. Orlando Bloom is one of them. I think he's very pretty. How do I feel about Sean Bean? I think he's pretty. Alright, there we go. Got a nice assortment of vehicles here. I'll crew first with the Narcomancer. He's like big man pretty. Boom. A creature has died. My Soul Shredder grows. Yeah, my wisdom tooth removal was a violent affair. Intentionally so. I have to avoid getting anesthesia when I can, so they had to do it with local anesthesia only. So I was very aware for the pushing and pulling. Oh, hey! Balthier and Fran, that's your car! I guess it's technically Balthier's Fran, but like, or Balthier's vehicle and Fran's just kind of on it. That's still good. Get out some of this and some of that. One of these and one of those. Going to crew. And swing in with this boost buggy, because it gets me a treasure. I guess I could have had this survive. But look at how happy my Soul Shredder is. And now I can use the 3 mana for Chandra. You can make me even more vehicles. Wait, let me double check something. Non-token creature. Okay, so I could sacrifice a vehicle and she wouldn't get mad. If I played this first, I get like a free animation of a vehicle, which is really neat. Oh, Soul Shatter. The creature or planeswalker with the greatest mana value. All right, so that's going to be Chandra no matter what. I have a bunch of things that cost 3 here, and Chandra costs 4. Okay, here comes Fumulus. I will crew this vehicle token, which does have reach thanks to Balthier and Fran. And block. More creatures dying. The Soul Shredder's getting real feisty. It's very chump blockable, though. Alright, I think this is a good turn for an extra combat. So I will make sure we can crew up as much as possible. Never protect, only attack. So I will put the Narcomancer in the Soul Shredder. Balthier and Fran in the Smuggler's Copter, because, like, the Stroll is their car. And this Pilot in the Cultivator's Caravan. Go to combat. swing in. And I would love to have an extra combat. Also, I can totally just put things in my graveyard. Why not? Bye, Maria. And there's going to be a second combat, too. Because that's what this does. More things in my graveyard. Okay, bye. And they're down to 3 life. I have a very, very powerful soul. Good old soul bike. That's a lot of damage. Nice. It helps that my cars had reach. GG. Tatiova Benthic Druid. Landfall will be gaining them life and drawing them cards. A very, very prolific commander. I see this so often because it's good. And Landfall just keeps getting better. There's a bunch of really good new lands cards they've actually already spoiled for Edge of Eternities. And hopefully I won't have to deal with them too much in Brawl, but I know I will. Kind of hoping I get a fetch land so I can get some Wary Zone Guard value. Or maybe I'll get lucky and they'll mill me for no reason. Neither of these things have happened. I can still play Wary Zone Guard with nothing in the graveyard, though, because it's a big creature. It won't be able to crew until its next turn anyway, since it comes in tapped, and it grows. Every single turn, if it's tapped, it'll be getting a perpetual +1/+1. A Dryad lets them play additional lands per turn. There's an additional land. And I think I could get out a nice car here. What about Essica's Chariot? That's a great one. I could run over this Dryad, but I don't feel I have too much pressure to do that. One more land, and I can get out a Gargaroth. All the large vigilant creatures are especially good with Balthier and Fran because this extra combat does not include an untap. Is that a Dion sleeve? Nice. Hi, Uro. Draws a card, can put a land in play, and can be escaped from the graveyard. I have a little bit of graveyard hate because there's a vehicle that exiles from graveyards. Unlicensed Hearse, I think. But for now, it is going to sit there. A threat for the future. Playing additional lands as the Dryad does. I did end up getting a land. And it's a fetch land, which is great for Wary Zone Guard, which is going to bring the land back untapped. I'll grab a forest. I think I'll go for Balthier and Fran. Alright, never mind. I do not go for Balthier and Fran. It is countered. Bring that out of the graveyard. Boost Buggy, Soul Shredder. I'm planning on running this over post-combat anyway. So just in case there's some blocking happening, I'll get this ready. Unlicensed Hearse is a great card name. It really is. There are some very fun chariots. Soul Shredder, like, that's cool. The Last Ride from Duskmorn, too. I'm a big fan of The Last Ride as the name of a fictional car. I get that land. And I can either wait to kill Tatiova, or I can just bop this right now. I'm going to try to bop this in their upkeep. In case they have some strange interactions here. I guess I don't need the... No, I'll do it now. Because otherwise I won't have enough power to crew this again. Okay, they swan-songed it. Oh, thanks. thanks for the bird. Soul Cycle. It would have to have cycling. They shock in a breeding pool, drawing a card. And I guess they didn't get a land because they're just conceding. Also, I have a lot of power in play. Typical Gruul behavior. GG, Tatiova. Tifa Lockhart. Not what I want to be facing off against, because that's a lot stronger than Balthier and Fran. Can kill you as early as turn 2, though turn 3 is a lot more doable for most Tifa decks. This is a landfall deck that doubles your power on each land. I do go first. I have this suplex. I could potentially suplex her, but many of the tricks you use to buff Tifa up before you start getting those landfall triggers also can give her hexproof, like Blossoming Defense, or just a +1/+1 counter alongside it, like Snakeskin Veil. Increasing power, increasing toughness, and preventing her from being suplexed to death. So on turn 1, are you playing Tifa? No, they're going to ride the Shoe Puff. I could technically use my suplex to hit this. I don't think that's the right move. Wondering why I haven't played the Boseiju yet. If I get another green source, I could potentially channel this to destroy things, give them the land now, and then get the land back with Worry Zone Guard. Hi, Tifa. Tifa's gonna get that landfall trigger, getting a +1/+1 counter. And I didn't get another green source, so I'm going to attempt to suplex Tifa. Let's see if they can protect her. Good news! Tifa has been suplexed. Thrown straight through the ground. A Lumbering World Wagon gets a land when it enters and attacks. I would love to get my Lumbering World Wagon. It's one of the better vehicles. Eska's Chariot, Worry Zone Guard. I guess I'll play the Fanatic of Ronus to try to get more mana, since I didn't get a land. Tifa returns. Tifa's getting a +1/+1 counter. And my ability to kill Tifa is none. I could have also played Balthier and Fran just to trade it into World Wagon, but while I have this Fanatic of Ronus, I'd really like to be able to use the 4 power to get more mana. Gustle Through Roller technically does that too, because it animates itself. It is a creature on the turn that it comes in, but only until end of turn. Oh, now I get another land. That's nice. Okay, do I have a good use of 5 mana? Because I could play this and this, even though I'm not getting an extra land. Play this and this. I guess I go for that. So, Eska's Chariot. And I would need to crew, even though I can't attack, in order to try to kill Tifa with Surge Hacker Mech. Try. It's nice that the Chariot comes with its own little kitty cat crew. Tyvar stand, they are making it indestructible. And now, I have no blockers. So, if they have lethal, they have lethal. We know they can get at least 1 land by attacking with the World Wagon, but they would need something to crew it with. And a Force of it. I don't even get to have cars? Did they exile for that? No. They just cast it. Listen, Tifa attacks for 8, but so does the World Wagon. My cars, my wonderful cars. Hey, it's Lumbering World Wagon! Hey man, we were wondering where you are. Kolga and Yadaro, I don't have the mana to get it out for full here. And I don't think I have any way to maintain having the double red with these. Dang. Yeah, if I had, like, had a fetch land at some point, that would have really helped. And we're sitting here, chilling and vibing. I'm leaving back as much as I can to potentially block. Yes, they can ride the Shoopuf next turn. They can ride it for sure. They could even ride the Shoopuf, put the Shoopuf in the World Wagon, attack in with the World Wagon and Tifa, double Tifa's power. After giving her, of course, another +1/+1. We're gonna ride it straight into the garage. Yup. Help. She's gonna swing for at least, like, 26 damage. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Ketramos, the New Dawn. We'll be drawing cards by exiling things from the battlefield or graveyard. It's typically just a ton of removal spells. Sometimes it's blink, but usually it's all removal, which is tough because I'm Gruul vehicles. I have cars. Some of them are good cars, like the Regalia. Some of them are not as good cards. This one's pretty good, though. And I might even be able to play it early with the Stable Master. Okay, an Esper Sentinel. Unfortunately, will probably be getting me to pay the 1 at least once, or drawing some cards. A Stable Master can tap for 2 mana for mount 2 vehicles, which is extra nice. So, as an example, I could grab this Magmatic Galleon and use it to smash Esper Sentinel. Gets me an excess. It gets me a treasure token too. They will also get to draw a card though, which lame. I'm going to start with Reclamation Sage. And I'm going to smash Esper Sentinel. I have a lot of non-creature spells I need to cast as part of this deck. And then I will play the Stroll, the Smuggler's Copter. I did craft this art specifically for this deck, yes. I would say that one of the few saving graces we have is that at least some of our creatures aren't always creatures, so if this is one of the very board wipe heavy Ketramos decks, because Ketramos is indestructible, I might have some protection against that type of removal. Oh, but of course, it's Loran. Loran smashes my car, and if they are a blinky kind of Ketramos, they can smash more cars. So I'm going to just bring out Magmatic Galleon to smash Loran. That will get me a treasure token. And this time I don't have to pay the 1. And this doesn't have haste, so I'll just swing in for 2. Yes, that's their ship. Well, now their ship's in the graveyard, though. Yes, Ketramos decks can just destroy things and then exile them from graveyards later. Usually a cheaper way to get that removal in. So I could use the Regalia this turn. Let me... boop, boop. It does have haste. Bring out Balthier and Fran. What's your crew? Crew of 2, crew of 1. Excellent. So I can attack with both of these this turn. And that is a fancy little 11 damage. and the top land of my deck. Bing bong. I did the thing! I know, I crewed a car! Having the Stable Master really helps because it taps for 2 mana for vehicles. Emperor of Bones can come into play, but it looks like they just didn't get a land. So they're unable to adapt, they can't just bring back Loran, and we get a win. Sometimes all it takes is a good early start. Atreus Flyby Trawler is going to get them non-sharks as they attack in. They can play those cards, or if they don't play those cards, it will get discarded. And as they discard cards, it'll grow. Instead of holding up the turn 1 Bolt, I'll just play this as a tapped land, my Stomp here. Having the Fanatic of Ronus into Topiary Stomper is very, very nice, because that's going to be tons of mana for me. Yeah, I'm glad this has shown up in so many opening hands, because it's really good with Balthier and Fran. 12 Most Hated, thank you for the 7-month resub. So here comes Atreus Flyby Trawler. My vehicles do get a bit of a reachy buff with Balthier and Fran. I don't have, like, a good start with vehicles here. I'm going to bring out Balthier and Fran. And play Topiary Stomper. And next turn I can bolt that. Watch it just get huge in the meantime. It's like, well, too late now. Balthier and Fran also, like, themselves has reach. But if they discard 2 cards, they would trade. It's very strange that they give vehicles reach. I think it's supposed to be Fran, like, on the deck shooting. Alright, they're back in hand. My beautiful Gruul people. For that, I must throw a car at you. The solution to all of life's problems, just throw a car at it. That's what I do. Did I say Atreus? It's Arius? The little hammerhead shark guy. It was one of the digital lonely cards from Aetherdrift. Yes, I am going to just, I think, throw a ship at him. Bop. Oh, they played the card that they had gotten. It was this land. Get a treasure. I'll play this Kona. I will tap Kona. And use that to cheat out Balthier and Fran. Looking good. I've got a great board state here. And next turn, I could potentially get in a good double attack using this Magmatic Galleon, as long as I crew it with Balthier and Fran. They're drawing cards. What a spooky, mysterious thing to do. Hello, yes. This is Balthier and Fran. Chrome Mox. Ooh, gonna turn their mana into Chrome Mox mana. What do they exile? It is a red spell, Galvanic Discharge, which can deal like 2 damage, getting some energy. I'll go for the double attack. And I guess cheat in a land. Not that exciting, but it's what I got. Oh wait, there's going to be 2 end of combat. So I'll cheat in the land. Or no, it's the start of the next main. Unfortunately, this can't attack. I don't have enough lands in. Boop. Now we do. Yeah, it's the start of second main phase. Yeah, Kona and the other survivors are really nice with vehicles. They know how to drive. GG, Arius. Thalia and the Gitrog monster makes my non-basic lands and all my creatures come in tapped. allowing them to play extras each turn, and also it has first strike and death touch, so it is very, very hard for me to get through. The good thing I have here, though, is cards that want to be tapped, like House Cartographer. See, it's not all downsides. This is a creature that wants to be tapped, because if it is tapped, I can get a land. Howdy, Shigeki. I guess I could kill Shigeki. Oh, right. I won't be able to crew it. That's crew 2. This one's crew 1. That's okay. I paid 2 life for nothing. Just for a threat. Oh, another first strike death toucher. I guess I will have to run that over. At least I know how to run it over. I'll take this House Cartographer. I'll put it in the mobile homestead. The mobile homestead can run Glissa over. And I will swing in for 3. Oh, good, there was a land on top. Nice. I love when I get ramp. And we get another land in hand from the Cartographer. Nissa going to be benefiting them from those extra landfalls. Their first landfall gets them mana. Their second gets them mana and an elf or elemental. Probably lots of cheap elves to help ramp in the stack. And maybe even some reclamation sages and similar. I can use Balthier and Fran to try to attack with this twice. Oof, that is a Mossborn Hydra. Yeah, it's an elemental. It's also an elemental that can kill me really quickly. Shigeki back in hand. Going to get them probably a land. Yep, they did reveal a land in the top 4. Go for the throat into the north and bushwhack all going into the graveyard. And they can use that to replay Shigeki. I can technically use Minsk and Boo to throw the mobile homestead at Nissa. I don't know, that just doesn't feel like the best move. Instead, I'll swing in with my 4/4 cool car, and I tap this to try to get the land, and I tap that so I could get the extra combat. Who knows? Maybe they'll double block so they don't get hit twice. Wow, I actually wasn't expecting that. I don't know. I feel like this is a really valuable target. But I guess getting rid of the car hinders my deck. Thalia and the Gitrog are now in play. So I would need to kill it in order to get through. Or just, like, make the thing indestructible. They have 1 mana up, but they haven't played their lands yet this turn. An Elvish Mystic! Cool. Okay, Sky Sovereign. Sadly, Arena of Glory cannot give vehicles haste. It would be so cool if it did. I think I'll bop Shigeki. And then attack with Balthier and Fran. Going for this defend the rider trick. Awesome. Hexproof and indestructible. And then I'm actually going to crew this to get another land in hand. Hey, Matt! Thank you for the 85-month resub. Thank you for subscribing at tier 2, and congrats on being promoted! Congrats! Yeah, I love when a little indestructible trick can stop that. Congrats on moving up in the corporate ladder. Oracle Moldiah lets them play additional lands and play off the top. That's a Cavern of Souls. I kind of like for them, like, playing that Mossborn Hydra now. Oh no, it won't be big enough to survive Sky Sovereign. Hey, you promoted your sub by subscribing at tier 2. Thank you. Now my lands are back to coming in untapped. I'll use... I'm just gonna go for the big swing here. I'm gonna see if I can get lethal. This is part of why Minsk and Boo is in this deck, because vehicles are very good to throw. Aww. I wanted to throw that at you. How's Cartographer? Get in there. Scraps is the CFO. Yes, my cat is a very good chief financial officer. She makes only the smartest decisions. Flywheel Racer. Minsk and Boo. And even though would have been able to attack, I was hoping to use the minus for lethal here. And I will buff up Boo. Nice. Yeah, they're probably deciding, like, do I want to use the Terramorphic Expanse for mana now, or do I want to set it up for the Mossborn Hydra? Do I think Boo is good at driving car? No. I don't think Boo should be allowed to drive car. Oh, that's another thing. Another curse. They could curse Balthier and Fran, but they're already out. Mossborn Hydra. There's their first land this turn. They can surveil the Tireless Provisioner away. Getting another land on top. I think Boo is great at everything. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They can play Portal to Phyrexia next turn. You would let Boo drive instead of Minsk? Okay, well, that's fair. I never said Minsk was a good driver. I just said I don't think Boo is a good driver. Those are different. If I get a creature in my graveyard, I could turn Shifting Woodland into Homestead. Neat. Oh no! They're unmaking Minsk and Boo! I was gonna use that to throw a hamster. Well, they knew that. Arboreal Grazer with no lands to put in play, but it can still absorb some damage. Take a hit here. And that is not the top deck that I crave. I am still going to play it over the mountain in my hand. Not what I was looking for. I will crew with Balthier and Fran in order to get the doubled combat. And I'm swinging in with a 4-3 and a 4-4. could see them double blocking with those two, or just taking the damage. They definitely don't want to give up Mossborn Hydra if they don't have to. Go in for a second swing. Yeah, that's just going to be tapped. Flywheel Racer going in. And I am going to tap this to crew. My already crewed vehicle. This sure is lands. Portal to Phyrexia. Coming down. And moidalizing some of my beautiful critters. 1, 2, 3. I have enough mana to replay Balthier and Fran. And Shifting Woodland can now become, oh, I don't know, a thing. Anything I could do here that would make a difference? No. Because I don't want to give them the landfall on that if I don't absolutely have to. It's more damage if I do you and the double versus haste. Crew up. Swing in. And we double it. Double blocking the Flywheel Racer here would prevent it from even having a second attack. Oh, and they blocked with the Mossborn Hydra. Which is actually really big for me here. Okay, yeah, they could have double blocked first. I am going to use this right now. Enjoy your land. Doesn't even have to be basic. And I have a creature land next turn, which is very helpful. I've been getting so many lands off of, like, the House Cartographer. Get to see the top deck. Yup, it's Necroblossom Snarl. Just a land. Now, Thalianic Rock Monster can very much defend here. I don't have anything first striking. I don't have anything flying. They had exiled this. So it's much more about, can I go wide enough to take them out? Restless Ridgeline will get me an untap, which could be good for, like, second extra combat stuff. I could go for a creature. I could go for a vehicle. Then I have to be able to crew. Alright, so turning Shifting Woodland into... Wow, that is a silly phrase. I'm going to turn it into a mobile home. No, it's... That's how it's gonna go. I don't have enough for the extra combat. Yeah, they would just all be attacking separately. Okay, never mind. Don't mind me, Thalian Givrog. This comes in tapped. Ignore me. Ignore me. I'm not doing anything. It's fine. It's fine. Death Touch First Strike! Ugh! Oh, I really don't like that. Kaya is going to not just exile things, but make copies of them. Oh, turning it into Survivor and just letting it tap. Yeah, just to move more lands out of my deck. That could be cute. Enjoy your Balthier and Fran. So now if I replay Balthier and Fran, it will be tapped, which means I cannot use it to crew. You're attacking? Yes, 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 and aww. Please? Also cost 9 mana because of Curse of Silence. Yeah, the fact that I just, like, can't get any hits in is really rough. Balthier and Fran. They're drawing. Speedway Fanatic. And I'm just playing this. I got them once with an indestructible trick, but there's not other indestructible tricks in the deck. How does Death Strike work? Yes. Death Strike works, they deal lethal damage in first strike, so unless you also have a first striker or an indestructible creature, your creature's just gonna die before it can hit back. Yes, I would love to scry. Oh my god, how was scry? The dash does nothing, so I'm putting it to the bottom. Timeless Witness lets them bring back Portal to Phyrexia. Or something else. I would personally choose Portal to Phyrexia. Yep, there they go. I have no creatures. I have no life, no soul. My cool stuff is dead zo. They're attacking you with Thalia, though. We're cooked. Never give up. Never surrender. The biggest creature I have is tie between the Stable Master and the Cartographer. Cartographer, get in here. Restless Ridgeline. Grow some legs. We swing in with both. It untaps it. Thanks. Play Den of the Bugbear. Who do you get? Even playing creatures, it's so tough here. I got them so low, but like in a, I'll say a combat-oriented deck, unless I get my flyers, I really don't have a good way to get damage through. And there are a few flying vehicles. They took out the best one. Our opponent has drawn into very good cards, yes. And also, they've hosed my ability to just, like, give things haste, which is, I would say, another major component in how we can win in this deck. Hey, wait, how did Timeless Witness come back as itself as a 2/1? Oh, right, Portal. I forgot. Yeah, that attack did nothing. They eat a land, get a card. Yeah, I was like, it's a Phyrexian, huh? I don't have Banefire in the deck, chat. I'm sorry. They're up to 8 life. Thanks, Kaya. I can wreck it. But I don't think I'm getting out of this. Don't worry, I got this. I said Big Hydra next turn. Big Hydra this turn. Yeah, I've kind of given up because I knew that they were going to bring back those lands. And yeah, that's a 256 power Hydra. That's probably game. Just a thought, just a feeling. It's probably game. Is that it? Yeah. That should be it. And they swing in with their very large Hydra. And I guess Thalia and the Get Rog are along for the ride, too. Maybe they'd accidentally sacrifice it. Okay, can you just please kill me? You really don't need to make it bigger. If you sacrifice those fetch lands, I am leaving. I'll let you have one. Okay. Vivi! Vivi is going to be casting spells, getting huge, dealing damage directly to me, and it's kind of crazy how much mana that Vivi can generate. The bigger he gets, the more mana he makes, and he doesn't even need to tap for his ability. Kind of putting you druids to shame. I'll keep this, though. I have turn 1 ramp, turn 2 sort of ramp. It's really good ramp for casting vehicles. And I also have Balthier and Fran, which I could get out bright and early. Play the Elvish Mystic, and if they bolt this or shock it, destroy it in some way, that's completely fine, since I wouldn't be using its mana right away anyway. Yep, Illuminating Lash. Next time I cast a non-creature spell, they'll get to draw a card. But please don't kill this one. I need this one to cast extra cars. I need to cast more cars. Look, I have 3 cars in my hand. And I must vroom. Don't. Dang it. Very spiteful. Now who's gonna crew these? Maybe I should name Cat on Lifecraft Engine. Usually I name human, since we have a bunch of humans. Sorry, there's no other rabbits in the deck. I do have another cat in the deck. There's Roxanne. Cat. Meow wow. Ignore this. This is not that good of a vehicle. It's weird. It buffs a creature type, but the reason it made it into this deck is because it buffs other vehicles a tiny bit. Goes hard with Magda. Oh, because you can make Magda have enough power if you name Dwarf, or I guess Berserker, to crew it. Stock up. It is a cat vehicle. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't become a cat vehicle. It just gives life to the cat vehicles. I'm gonna throw down Esika's Chariot. It's gonna be Cat Bus. The cats will be 3 3s, so I can use just one of them to crew for a swing. Go, my beautiful Gruul vehicles, go! Taking them down to 20 life. You thinking about hurting this? Oh, they used Lightning Bolt on Cat Token. Aw. That's sad. It's just a cat token. What are you doing? Setting up for like the world's nastiest turn with Vivi. Like, you don't have to be that afraid of me killing Vivi. I do have some removal in this deck, but I have, relative to most Brawl decks, very little, because I had to put vehicles in the deck. And they take up a lot of room and they're not very good. To be kind. To be kind about it. Oh no, such enthusiasm for killing cat tokens! So I can't have more cat tokens! Fine, I'm going to ramp, and I'm going to ramp twice this turn. Step 1, get a land. Step 2, gotta go fast. Step 3, World Wagon. When it enters, it ramps. Wait, its crew is 4. Wait, that's fine, right? No, none of you can crew for 2, so I can't crew into crew into crew. Doesn't matter, I'm still ramping. You, land. You, hit face. Amazing, great work. Vivi gets an extra power from Method's Enthusiasm, which means it starts being able to generate 1 mana. Somebody asking if Vivi has a soul. I mean, within the canon of Final Fantasy IX, kind of no, because he's a construct. Okay, Wild Rose Rebellion is counter spell. That's fine. I can only crew 2 into crew 2 here. Hey, Mark, thank you for the 35-month resub. My pilots ain't strong enough to crew. Yeah, these old pilots didn't have the pilots crewing as if they had 2 additional power. Planisphere can help Vivi grow even more. Are casting Brainstorm. I'm just gonna crew this so it stops asking. Give the thing with haste more haste. Are these new cards? Vivi's new. Oh, I actually had the chain here. I forgot that this was getting +1/+1. Oh, this is so weird. It's because it makes the vehicles into cats. That's why it doesn't show up as a buff there. Okay, I did have the crew into crew into crew. I just missed it. That's okay. Maybe one of these will block. Right, Vivi? Yeah, you sure have mana. What else you got? You gonna kill my soul shredder? You gonna kill my soul? Going to crew the Lifecraft engine. Into the chariot. I'm putting everybody out here. Into the world wagon. We put the car in a car in a car in a car in a car. Aww. And they deal 5 damage to it. Okay. Soul Shredders does sound like the name of a cool guitar. Yeah, it was my nesting doll of cars. They still have mana? Oh no, they had already used it for the turn, I guess. Balthier and Fran does not have the mana for extra combat here. That is fine. I can still get a good swing in. Switch these. This is more damage. I have no tokens to copy. Because they killed them all. And the heart. And now I'm fresh out of stuff. So, Vivi, I have 15 life. And you're a Vivi. Can you kill me? Probably. They're using 2... It's surprising that they're using Vivi's mana first. Instead of, like, letting Vivi grow. Maybe they have an extra turn spell and they're just trying to go fast. Or maybe they're abandoning all hope. And we win? I like it. GG. Marina Vendrell will be unlocking rooms, locking rooms, playing lots of enchantments, and getting tons of enchantments into hand when she enters. It's kind of nuts that she can do it all. I've got turn 1 ramp, so I will play turn 1 ramp. If they had started with like a turn 1 delighted halfling, I might start with the bolt instead. But I like Llanowar Elf. Now I could go for ramp here. Instead, I'm gonna go for the tumble wag. Hey. Use it to buff itself. Going to try to get a nice damage engine here. One that plays really nicely with Halana and Elena. Since we can put counters onto it to put the counters onto other things, so I can buff my cars and my other just like big gruel creatures. Nice. Halana and Elena, we are going to saddle up. And I am going to, yep, in that order, put the counters onto you, put the counters onto you, so you get more counters, and then we can either double the counters on that or double them on you for 10. Fran and Balthier are just like, yeah, this is great. Where's all the cars? They're busy, okay? Sometimes you play, like, better gruel things than cars. Sometimes you get the women and you don't get the cars. Who is getting exiled? Okay, Tumblewag is getting exiled. I could wreck it. I like that. Because that also undoes some of their ramp, which is nice. Where's the steering wheel on the Tumblewag? Don't worry about it. Same as before. You put the counters on you, you put the counters on you. They swing in together. I will double up the counters on the Tumblewag. And it's lethal. Balthier and Fran got to watch. GG. Thalia and the Gitrog monster. This is very difficult for me to beat, but I can still try. I have very few vehicles that can get around the first strike death touch of Thalia and the Gitrog monster. But with a little bit of believing in ourselves, maybe I can get some ways to get around that. Gotta believe in myself. Gotta believe in the cars. Yeah, there's very few ways for me to kill Thalia and Gitrog in this deck, too, since most of my burn spells deal 3 damage. And my fight spells, not good for fighting that, and my, like, 1 bite spell, I have to have something big enough. Yeah, it's not Heart of the Cards, it's Heart of the Cars. And somebody said, have you looked into doubling Balthier and Fran's ability? I did, but you would have to, you wouldn't get much out of it. Like, it's unfortunate. Ooh, they have so much ramp. So much ramp that they can sacrifice. Well, I have, I have cars. Check it out. Bankbuster. Also play Song of Seasons. I will put the Windswept Heath into play. And the Forest into my graveyard. And I'll just use this to surveil. Wait, I already surveilled. I'll just use this to grab my fetch into shock. Cool, rad. Chandra, you don't have a thing that does that much damage, do you? Whenever an artifact you control enters, it deals 3 damage. You're just here to drive the cars, Chandra. Yeah, the other Thalia and Gitrog I went up against just had too much card advantage and removal for me to really get my best threats out against them. Play Balthier and Fran. And then the Regalia. I'm going to use the Regalia with Balthier and Fran to get another land. Nice. It was a forest. Fetch land's no longer going to be very helpful since they have a Yasharn. Is the heart of a car a radio? Maybe this one. Are they considering blocking? Okay. And I'm fresh out of cars. But I guess I could use this to try to draw more cars. Paying 2. Playing Vorinclex. This is a counter-doubling Vorinclex, which would mean Chandra would come in with 2 loyalty, and her +2 would be a +1. Oh, darn it. Well, they're attacking with everything. They have a white mana up, and they're reanimating. Okay, they're getting Fiend Artisans. They have 1 blocker. I was trying to think, like, do I have a way to get lethal here? Probably not. Oh, right, Wooded Fiddles. Can't use that. It's like I can do the double combats. Your crew is 1. Yours is 3. And I'll put a counter onto you, even though... Oh, right, no counters, because you don't do anything. I just needed something to crew. And we swing in, and swing in again. Yeah, it's crazy. They tapped out. I got there. Nice. Damage. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As you might imagine, Gruul Vehicles is Gruul Vehicles. Sometimes it's able to go, but vehicles are kind of naturally a kind of weak archetype. You require creatures to crew them. The ones that are the best are honestly the ones that can crew themselves and still remain vehicles, like Rocketeer Boost Buggy. But there's very few of those vehicles available in these colors, and even fewer that are worth playing. Balthier and Fran, though, is a very strong creature, and having that extra attack can add up to a ton of damage if you're willing to take a few hits from your opponent while you set it up. I think that in a commander environment, this would be a pretty fun commander to have, but it's unfortunate that Balthier and Fran are a vehicles commander, because I would have loved to have had Fran be her own creature, because I like her. Balthier, he's also there, but this is a Fran deck. This is a deck about putting cool women into cars, and also Balthier is there. If you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description below. And if you'd like to suggest a Final Fantasy commander for me to brew, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you have any vehicles you'd like to suggest for the deck, or ones that you tried for yourself that you thought were good, let me know. Some of them are just not very good, so I did what I could. I tried to put in ones that could generate some extra damage and card advantage, but we don't have like the best, cheapest vehicles in Arena, because a lot of them are, unfortunately, either not printed in Arena or Commander only. It's still a cool deck, though. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.